Hi all, today is May 11th. I want to provide some student loan updates, but I have my computer disconnected here so that I could take you outside to show you the area my backyard that I'm clearing for the tiny house, and just give you an update on the personal tiny house, my personal update as well as share some recent student loan news. At the end of this video, we'll attach a recent testimonial a borrower gave us recently. We just captured it on video. I mean, he represents many of the borrowers that go through our program, but I'm really excited because he articulated the process with LoanSense and the value prop he received really well. We helped him close on $150,000 more house. So of course, those kind of outcomes make me super excited. And he talks about the value of watching our videos. So that's always helpful. So from some educational news and content, I'm going to start with some updates. First and foremost, the news that is coming out now, let's go through some of that. I have some screen shares up and ready to share. I'll minimize my video, my face right here so that we can see some of this news, and then I will take you to the backyard. So, you know, it's interesting. Bloomberg News is saying, it's funny because they're like, don't pay off your student loans now. I mean, it's clear only 1% of people are paying anything anyways right now, but there's a lot of people that consider like, hey, refinancing and things like that when interest rates were lower. But because his actions are unexpected and nobody knows what's going to happen, if you haven't paid off your debt yet, or you have been paying during this payment pause, but there's likely that you may qualify to get some of it forgiven through this executive action, just hold off on paying if you don't have to pay. I know not all loans are paused, obviously not private loans, right? So I'm talking about public loans specifically. So he promised, I mean, we knew this, he promised $10,000 of forgiveness, and I'm just going over some aspects. Will he forgive $10,000 or $50,000? Some Democrats are pushing, it's unclear. So the amount of forgiveness is unclear, although there's more indication it's likely to be around $10,000 than $50,000. So just to make that clear. In addition, last video update was talking about the income limit for forgiveness of $125,000. Biden has not 100% endorsed that to date yet, just so you know. And he does know the wait and see approach is frustrating many borrowers, and especially as we come up close to the midterm elections, we're getting favorable views from voters is really important for the midterm elections. So that's one aspect of it. And then finally, okay, I do want to talk about, it's really interesting because then they give some other advice here on what to do. But I'm not going to actually go over all of that because I don't know if I agree with all that. What I do want to talk about, though, real quick, is why I do want to talk about why student loan debt cancellation is an easier policy to target than, for example, credit card relief and other consumer debt relief, right? Like, why is there a movement to cancel student debt and not credit card? This is a very interesting argument because I did talk, I don't remember if it was last week or the week before, about, you know, people that are for working class people say, well, if you're going to cancel student debt, why don't you cancel credit card debt too? Because people also have a lot of credit card debt, and we can forgive debt for different forms of consumer debt for people that earn under a specific amount of money, and it can be equal and fair, not just for people that get a college education, which I can understand that point of view. But this article talks about why it's easier to cancel student loan debt as opposed to all this consumer credit card debt. And the reason, number one, is because people who do qualify for forgiveness as it stands have been denied because the system is broken, right? That's number one. That makes it easier to empathize with people who have student debt because a lot of them were promised this forgiveness and they just have not. They have been filing and doing what they can, but they have not received this forgiveness yet. So that's argument number one. Argument number two is like, if they go into these payment programs, they're not going to pay off the loans anyways. So why not just forgive it and let them be able to do other things like buy a house and start a business, which that's a myth. You can still buy a house. We have helped people. We've helped hundreds of people. We can help you as well. You can still buy a house. Like, your student debt should not stop you. We should be able to put you in the appropriate plan, kick you into repayment, and not have your lender use the 1% formula. I want to link in this video the article I was just in Time Next Advisor on the strategy on what we do to help borrowers with that. Of course, here at LoanSense, we can help you, but the article is purely educational. So for those who want to buy a house, you should definitely check it out. I will link it below in the description below. Yes, please comment if you have any questions about the article or any questions at all, because we would like to make other video content that can answer your question. And then last, but of course not least, and the most profound is, it's easier to cancel student loan debt because there's only one creditor, basically, the federal government, Department of Education. Whereas with credit card debt, there's so many different creditors, there's so many different credit card companies that it's hard to enforce cancellation across all these private entities, even if the government's going to up the fund, give the funds, right? Whereas the U.S. government has control of the Department of Ed and all the servicers because they are federal contractors. So it's easier to cancel student debt as compared to credit card debt. Of course, there's arguments that education's a public good and that it shouldn't have been, so much debt shouldn't have been put on people in the first place. So this is what makes the argument for canceling student debt easier than canceling other forms of debt. So I just wanted to discuss that as well. Of course, let's see what this article is about. I haven't read this one, but this one looks interesting. So let's look at this together. We have to accept the cookies all the time. Updates. Wait, what? USA Finance and Payments Live Updates 20. I don't know quite what this is. But you know, one thing I do want to talk about real quick, the argument that people always mention is like, this is an argument people always mention, which is, I paid off my debt. Why do we have to forgive other people's debt? Or I didn't get debt forgiveness. Why should other people get debt forgiveness? I didn't go to college. Why should people who go to college get debt forgiveness? There's like all these arguments against it. But I would challenge us to think, like, the government does all types of special targeted programs. Like, there's child tax credits, for example. There's a credit that you can get, like a credit you can get when you buy a electric vehicle. There's credits you get when you put solar panels on your home. And there's like special credits and special tax relief programs that the government provides to incent specific actions, right? Like being more environmentally friendly or wants to help with the cost of childcare. So they give you a credit, things like that. The point is it's very rare that people will say, well, I don't have a child. Why doesn't the government give me a tax credit? I decided not to have 5 kids. Why does someone with 5 kids get a bigger tax credit than me who only has 1 child? It's like you can use this argument against anything, but like the reality is people that if we want to help our economy and create the future workforce, we do want to help with some childcare expenses and things like that to continue the economic engine of our country. There's like a benefit and a social good when people have solar panels and they use less coal burning plants for electricity, right? There's like social good being produced. And you can argue, well, what's the social good for relieving debt? Well, the social good is if people pay less in student debt, they can do other things like build their wealth. They can, like, even increasing consumer spending is helping the economy, right? So there's all kinds of arguments that people pay less student loans back and we could use that to restart, kickstart the economy, and people can start wealth building, saving, doing other things with their money. And I'm not saying everyone's going to save it and do positive things, but even if they spend it, it's still good for the economy on the consumer spending index, right? So I just wanted to say that that is my ultimate. I don't know what all this is about. Let's just see real quick if there's anything valuable in this article. Actually, nothing involving student debt. I feel like that was clickbait. So with that being said, let me go to the backyard space to show you. Okay, so I've been struggling a lot this week with dealing with, please don't mind the mess as I walk through my house because I'm doing some renovation work in my house, but I'm going to take you outside right now. This is the beautiful Florida. This is the entryway to my back Airbnb. The guest is currently not here, so I feel more comfortable filming this because I didn't really ask her permission and if she wanted to be in my Airbnb. I'm sorry, my Airbnb, my video. So this is, I have this entire like patio. Oh, you can't see it because of reflection. Never mind, you only see leaves. I was going to show you the inside of the patio. Okay, so I'm in my backyard now. I put some sheets, like one of my favorite things, I always put, people ask, what are your hobbies? I love to walk my dog and I like sun drying my clothes. So you're going to see, because I'm in Florida, we have so much sun, talking about environmental responsibility just now. I like to hang some stuff out here because why not? So I have a pretty gigantic backyard. I'm going to try to see if you can see. It's, and there you see my sheets hanging, but it's pretty gigantic. It could literally fit, I'd say probably even two, it's really big. I could probably fit about 2 tiny homes back here, but yeah, it's really, really big. I wanted to show you, I'm planting a grapefruit tree here, banana tree. For those who love tropical fruit, this is all passion fruit tree here. Passion fruit. I have a couple papayas planting. But the idea is I just redid my electric on my house, electric panel, to be able to account for more amperage. And I installed this RV plug right here. So that was part of the electric upgrade. And the next project I'm going to do is I'm going to install a clawfoot bathtub, outdoor bathing experience. And I'm likely going to put, in this gigantic space over here, I'm likely going to put my tiny house over here. But I still need to update some of the plumbing in my house, so that's the next project. I'm going to finish installing, like after I install my tiny house, I'm going to put like a gate entry here so that you know, if somebody brings a dog or something, it's fully enclosed. I have the clawfoot bathtub. Like, how many people could say they can take an herbal bath outdoors? It's not, let me see if I can. Okay, so I need to clean it. It's being stored outside. There's some leaves in it. But that, I don't know if you could see. That's the bathtub. The claw feet are inside. It's one of these, like, I need to clean it out, but it's one of these, like, ancient style bathtubs. I'm going to put a shower attachment to it. And I'm going to have an outdoor, like, luxe bathing experience while people stay in the tiny house. My Airbnb guest has a little dog. The little dog's barking at us. But anyways, I don't know what the quality of the video is since I'm filming this from my computer. I hope you were able to see what I just showed. I'm really excited. If you all are interested in potentially doing a tiny house project of some sort, and you're interested in knowing cost breakdowns, income earning breakdowns once I start it, just let me know and I could post videos about that as well. But it's an absolutely great way that if you have a house and have land already in the back, that you can land hack. I mean, with my house, I've already split it in 2 and already have like that back Airbnb right there as a rental. So there's always ways to figure out how to optimize your space use to make some additional money. Yeah, so I'm going to end the video here. I will include the video on the testimonial for a client who just went through a program, who kindly sat through and did a testimonial for us. Thank you so much. Let us know if you have any questions, comments. If you like this video, like it. Please subscribe. And let us know what other content you'd like to hear or learn about, and we will for sure post it. Have a great day.